Namaskar everyone. I am Dr. N. Manjunatha, working as Additional Professor of Psychiatry at NIMANS, Bangalore, India. And I am going to talk today about trichotomy of mental health. This new concept which I published in 2023 in Indian Journal of Psychiatry, and I am going to talk about it in this video. And these days, there are some fashionable terminology used in post-COVID era, and we hear from people, public, and read in newspapers, journals, many places in policy documents as well that I know mental health, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, I'm stressed, I'm under stress, I'm under pressure, I'm worried. And I concern that these stressor and sadness related to day-to-day stressor of their lives are considered as psychiatric disorders. Interesting things, there are 22 things which I listed here, and there are many more in the places, especially in among the public, books, scientific journals, talks, policy document, even among medical doctors. There are some terminology like mental health condition, mental health issue, problem, concern, symptoms, illness, mental health disorder, psychiatric disorder, depression, anxiety, stress. These kind of terminology which have been used in various places. Is it mental health or is it psychiatry? There is a confusion, right? I am also concerned as a reviewer in many national and international journals. I come across article where with people are screened with some screener or rated with some scale, then author claiming that they are having psychiatric disorder without confirmatory steps of diagnosis. Three questions arises in my mind. Where is the psychiatry in mental health? Are the mental health and psychiatry are the same thing? Are we missing something in the contemporary understanding of the concept of the mental health? In this video, I'll try to answer to these questions. In first, we must discuss what is mental health and what is psychiatry. Let's discuss what is mental health. There are more than 50 definitions of mental health in literatures. Almost everybody have their own definition, especially in the post-COVID time. One of the popular definition is from WHO, which conceptualizes mental health as a state of well-being in which individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope with the normal stressors of the life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her community. The crux of this definition related to life of a human being is good well-being, realizes his ability, coping the stressor, work productivity and fruitfulness, contributing to society. Then, where is the psychiatry here? What is psychiatry now? Psychiatry is the branch of medicine which deals with abnormalities of mind and soul. There are more than 100 psychiatric disorders in the literature. Psychiatric disorders are often used as a synonymous with mental illness. As a psychiatrist, in my clinical practices, I do come across the people who do not have psychiatric disorder and they are not well too. So these people comes in a diagnostic orphan category. Means there is no diagnosis in the current standard textbook of the psychiatry. So there are mental health gap or unmet need of the mental health in this kind of population. Here, everybody wants to be health and well. About 10% of unfortunate population are suffering from mental illness as per National Mental Health Survey 2015. And major chunks of the population are neither well nor ill. These are the people who are comes under a diagnostic orphan because we don't have diagnosis for them. Despite having no mental illness, they are having genuinely suffering from this stressful situation and genuinely need help. There are in huge number. No data are available how many people are there. I guess it is around 30% of the population. Hence, we need a new classification of mental health from the clinical perspective. So, hence, there was a need of new classification of mental health. Based on the clinical relevance, I have given a new classification called Trichotomy of mental health in 2023. In this trichotomy of mental health, there are three categories where mental wellness and mental distress and mental illness. One end of the spectrum, mental wellness, everybody wants. Another spectrum, end of the spectrum, mental illness, which is psychiatry, nobody wants. But there are intermediate category of the mental health is called mental distress, where we cannot escape. So, in another word, there are wellness population, there are distress population, there are illness population. The diagnostic orphan, which I discussed in the earlier slide, is now mental distress. They are neither well, they are not ill, but they are distressful and they need help. Now, coming to my first question, where is the stress or sadness in mental health and psychiatry? All sadness or stress are not a mental illness, but all sadness or stress are mental distress. A hard reality in the psychiatry is that we need the presence of stress only in few psychiatric disorders as an essential criteria. In another word, majority of the psychiatric disorder doesn't need stressor as the diagnostic category. To conclude, trichotomy mental health is relevant in this post-COVID world, and there is a rise of non-psychiatric mental health conditions, that is mental distress, in our clinical settings. Future research need to differentiate mental illness from mental distress. More research is needed in a mental health beyond the psychiatry. A psychiatry probably need to cater the huge distressful population along with the illness population. Also, psychiatry should work towards the wellness to cover a full spectrum of mental health. And in future videos, I will cover the complete conceptual framework of mental distress. It is its diagnostic criteria, categorization of mental distress, and their public health management and clinical management plan in the future video. I also in later days will try to cover up the wellness part of it also. Dhanyavad. Please like, share, subscribe for this kind of brainstorming videos. Also feel free to give your comment in the comment section. More importantly, I want all of you to think about this concept. Dhanyavad.